Hello, everybody, and welcome to UBC Thunderbird Stadium. A beautiful spring afternoon, this May-long weekend. A gorgeous, gorgeous setting. What promises to be an entertaining USL match between the Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 and the OKC Energy FC. Craig McEwen in the broadcast booth, and I'm proud to be joined once again by former Vancouver Whitecap, Carl Valentine. And Carl, lots of people doing a number of things this weekend, traveling out to the country, relaxing, coming to watch a soccer match. But for the Vancouver Whitecaps, it couldn't be busier, could it? In a lot of ways, with so many games. You consider Major League Soccer, a match last night at BC Place with the Seattle Sounders, Amway Canadian Championship, and then a USL match kind of thrown in the mix. Tough times in a lot of ways, but a good chance to see the depth of this organization and a lot of opportunities now for some younger players.
Yeah, it certainly is, and if you want a soccer fix, then you're certainly getting it in the next couple of weeks. And as you said, it really is an opportunity with the Canadian Championships and the game today to see a lot of our young hopeful players that's on the fringe, players that's just behind the fringe. This is their opportunity to really showcase themselves, and with the injuries and a couple of suspensions we got, this is a good time for them to put the best foot forward, and hopefully they can make another step up.
And the club they'll be facing tonight, the OKC Energy FC, a traditional USL side where Jimmy Nielsen, the head coach, you might remember him from his days with Kansas City in goal. He's got a lineup that's pretty stable that he can play with week in, week out.
Yeah, and it's always the challenge because they'll have a veteran presence and also a team that's in being that Jimmy Nielsen works with every day on the shape and the structure of the team, where we're always looking at what players may come in. The last game that we did together, there was 3 or 4 MLS players in the lineup. It's a much younger lineup today, which makes it difficult for the coaches because they don't get to work with the players day in and day out. But as we said in the last broadcast, that the saving grace is that they all play the same formation, so they'll have an idea of what they're doing on the field.
Moments away from kickoff. It's time to head downstairs for the national anthems, and Carl and I will be back on the other side to tee things up more with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
The two national anthems in the books, and as both sides shake hands, the Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 and the all-white kick, the OKC Energy FC in the blue with a little bit of lime green. Alan Koch will be starting 9 Canadians here this afternoon at UBC for WFC 2. An impressive number. And Jovan Blagovojevic will be getting his first start of the season as we take a look at the starting 11 for WFC 2.
Yeah, it's obviously a young lineup, and great to see all those Canadian players in the team. But that's no good unless we get a good performance on the field, and that's what we want to see today. It's obviously going to be important how they start the game. Last night we lost an early goal to Seattle, and then you're chasing the game. They don't need to be doing that with a young lineup. They need to be organised, see if they can get some pressure, turnovers, and get themselves in the game early on.
Ben McKendry making his 8th start of the year. As for the visiting OKC Energy, a player to keep an eye on is the man up top, number 9, Danny Koenig. A lot of stuff runs through him, and he had a very strong game in Seattle. And as we said off the top, Carl, a more, we'll say, stable lineup for Jimmy Nielsen as he's able to work with his players day in and day out and not have to worry about mixing and matching, although OKC does have an affiliation with Kansas City.
Yeah, and obviously Jimmy Nielsen, who played 15 years in Denmark, has got 3 Danish players already in the team. And, you know, they've not had a lot of success lately, so they're looking for a strong performance and a result tonight. So today, so it's going to be 2 teams that be looking to get that fast start.
WFC 2 had a bye last weekend, but they ended up playing the alumni game, and we won't go into the score or anything of that, but it was a great opportunity for these young players to get in a game, but also to mix and match with some of the strong past of this football club. Yeah,
it certainly was, and they acquitted themselves really well and put on a good show for the fans there. But the alumni show what they was about. Obviously, they're not at the peak, and the past is well behind them, but you could see that veteran presence, how the movement off the ball, how they control the game a little bit, and I'm sure that our young players would have learnt lots from them.
The referee for this afternoon's match here at David Sidhu Field is Michelle Pye. And we are close to getting underway. WFC 2 unbeaten so far at home. A couple of 1-1 draws. One against Seattle and one a few weeks back. Before that against Toronto FC as Marco Carducci punts that out for a throw-in. Pibo Due with the throw. And chemistry. Will be interesting to see how WFC 2 can blend and play together here. It might take them a few minutes to settle in.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing now. They're being patient, getting a few passes, getting a little bit of a flow which will make them feel connected because obviously they haven't been able to practice a lot. Saying that, we don't have a lot of MLS players in, so they'll be a little bit more familiar with each other, and hopefully that'll show on the field.
Farmer to Rosalind, plays the ball forward. Turnover there by OKC, and WFC 2 on the attack. Schuler goes down. On the tackle there from Jacob Van Compernol. And we have a free kick in a very dangerous situation already here, just minutes into this match.
Yeah, and hopefully we can hit the target with this one. But I like what they attempted to do, getting that ball over the top and really showing this team that we're not just going to play in front of them.
Ben McKendry with the shot off the wall. Ball nodded back forward, and Nitty will take it and regroup for the Caps. Haynes all the way back to Carducci. Although this time last year, Marco Carducci was involved in the Amway Canadian Championship. The Whitecaps Major League Soccer side will be back at that battle, traveling to Edmonton on Wednesday. 1-1 the first result at BC Place. Casey Townsend floats that ball across the 18. Douay, watched closely there by Sandu, who wins it back nicely. Serban, forward. Schuler, nice one touch to Sandu. His ball inside, though, cut out by Evans.
I like what Schuler's done so far. He's held a couple of balls up front and connected with the midfield players, and that's going to be very important to keep that possession going.
Schuler away on the right-hand side, looking for some support, and finds it in Rosalind. Serban will play back to Farmer. Steps up nicely as the Caps try to move the ball from side to side. Craig Nitti to Jordan Haynes. Haynes switches play to the opposite fullback. Serban straight back to Farmer. Again, the Caps very patient, looking for an opportunity. Poor clearance there, but mopped up by Michael Thomas, wearing the captain's armband. Former Toronto FC player. Townsend all the way back to the keeper, Evan Newton. Newton sends it forward, and that goes out, and his head coach, Jimmy Nielsen, showing some nice hands there.
Yeah, and I like the positive start by the Whitecaps. Yes, we kept some possession in our own end, but there's been a couple of balls now that we've tried to get over the top and really loosen up this defence.
Referee Pye calling for the foul there. Rosalind back to Carducci. Farmer with some room to roam. Picks out Haynes, who has to step in front of Townsend. Nitti, nicely done forward. Now it's Farmer. Blagojevich. Farmer looking the 1-2. Schuler now on the ball with some room. Rosalind back to Schuler. The Energy packing it in, making it very tough for the WFC2 front runners to find much space, and they'll play through Gareth Evans. The Welshman sends it long up the left-hand side.
That was very encouraging from the Whitecaps there. This is 5 or 6 one-touch passes and opened it up, getting us into the last third in dangerous positions, just lacking a bit of quality that final ball.
Chris Serban does well to step in front of Dalgard. Is the right back on the ball, sends it forward looking for Schuler. Andrews wins that header, but the Caps retain possession. Around the back they go one more time. Craig Nitti. Heavy ball forward. Schuler can't control it, but does well to pressure and win a throw-in in front of Michael Thomas.
I like the Whitecaps are mixing it up. They're playing balls and playing round the back, and then when they get a chance to get it into Schuler, they're taking every opportunity. He's done quite well so far.
Thomas. Townsend back to Thomas, who switches play to Douay. Sandu chasing him. Serban steps up nicely, and the Caps look to counter here. Schuler lays the ball back. Rosalind back to Billy Schuler. Looks to spin his man Evans, can't get by him. Strong tackle there. Foul called, though.
I think that's the areas that they really can exploit the opposition, where we get a turnover like that. I'd like to see him go a little bit quicker and be a little bit more direct and create the opportunities. As Carl Robinson walks by here, looking at these young prospects. As we see the replay, both players went in sliding, and obviously the player that comes in, the ladies, is going to get the foul called upon him, but I don't think there was any malice in that tackle.
By Tyler Roseland. With a group of fans here at UBC out to watch him, the local prospect, cheering him on. As OKC now pushes forward for the very first time. Townsend in. Townsend shot across the face of goal. And that counts. Marco Carducci left all alone. Nothing he can do there, and OKC is on the board.
Yeah, and it's disappointing because the player that made the pass, you know, he was able to elude 2 or 3 tackles before he made that pass, and then obviously the ball was squared across. It was very close to being offside, but the assistant referee didn't think so, and that's a bad goal to give up. I think we could have done better in the midfield and not allow that player to come all the way through and create that opportunity.
Kyle Gregg with the goal for the visitors. And after having not much to do in their own end of the park, WFC2 gets scored on, but here they come down the right-hand side. Sandu. Serban in support. Sandu slips away from his man, crosses it back post. McKendry dances. Puts it in front of goal, and Gareth Evans knocks it away. Ben McKendry, though.
Well, that's the response you want from the Whitecaps. You were a little bit concerned that we give up a bad goal, and it's a young group, how they would respond, but that was a great ball over the top, a great run by Sandu, and unfortunate not to get the equaliser there, but a great response to giving up a bad goal.
First corner kick for the Whitecaps, as referee Pye comes in and has a word, as Evan Newton, the OKC keeper, not liking where Sahil Sandu is parked. Ball whipped in, just over the top of the head. Schuler deflected back to McKendry. McKendry, another cross. Caps pressing here. Gareth Evans nods it away, but only as far as Farmer. Farmer whips it in one more time. The third cross out of this sequence. WFC2 with a lot of pressure here. McKendry tries to get the left footer in, and it goes out for a goal kick. But coming close, looking very dangerous.
Yeah, they're certainly knocking on the door, and again, a great opportunity. Ball bounces in the net, and a blocked shot, but this is what they need to do, keep that energy up. They're trying to force a game and create turnovers and really play in the opposition end.
Evan Newton skyward. Ball flicked on. Given away, though, by Haynes. Nicely won back, though, is Roseland. Now out to Chris Serban. Up from the right back position. Serban. Watch closely there by Sebastian Dalgard. Sandu. Dalgard winning that ball. Douay back to Dalgard. Once again, though, Chris Serban doing very well at the right back position, winning possession back for the Caps. Schuler! And just like that, Billy Schuler has tied this match.
And what a great response, and just exactly what we were talking about earlier, creating that turnover, being direct. A great win in the midfield, ball out wide, a great ball into the box, and a simple tap-in. So well done to the boys. Great response from going a goal down. Yeah, as we see here, a great reverse ball, disguised, and a wonderful ball in. Actually an own goal. If the defender hadn't tapped it in, it was going to be a tap-in anyway.
Ben McKendry then picking that one up, knocking it across the face of goal and off the defender and in. Although I'm sure Billy Schuler will be happy that I gave him that goal. But it will go down as an own goal. The last player to touch it, McKendry, on the nice ball from Roseland. WFC2 continuing to press. The Energy played Friday in Seattle. And you wonder if the legs are just a wee bit heavy.
Well, they certainly are going to be if we can keep this intensity up, because we're really giving them no joy on the ball. We're pressing all over the field, and that's the Whitecaps way. When we're on our game, we unnerve the other team and try and create them turnovers, and which ultimately ends up creating chances for ourselves.
Evan to Townsend. Taking on Haynes. Townsend whips it in. Roseland does well to cut that ball out. Cheeky step over and plays it forward. Have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats and check out the new social media hub. That's USLsoccer.com. Evan Newton to Andrews. Thomas. Van Compernol. Douay. As the Energy taking a page out of the WFC2 book here, keeping possession, slowing things down.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm really encouraged by the performance, especially you know, that pressing, and then our attack and transition has been very good so far.
Townsend one-on-one with Haynes. Plays the ball straight to Nitty, who plays it to Haynes. McKendry gives that one away, and OKC looks to attack. McKendry forward for Schuler. Heavy touch there. Koenig lays it off. Shot doesn't get through. Townsend, though, looking for it. Nitty strong in that tackle. Thomas forward for Koenig. And that's out for a corner kick.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy there. I think we had a couple of opportunities to get the ball up and out of our penalty box, and it got stuck under the legs and created a little bit of difficulty for us there, but good defending.
Sebastian Dalgard over to take this corner kick. As the big men have moved up from the back. Headed strongly, cleared off the line. Marco Carducci can thank his lucky stars. That one didn't get in. As Jordan Haynes sweeping up at that near post.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a free header, but if it wasn't a free header, it wasn't a great challenge, and I think it was a combination of Carducci and a defender that may have got that stop that goal going in. But you know, you don't want to give up goals from set plays when you're organised and balls coming in like that.
Andrews playing it forward to Danny Koenig, one of 3 Danish players in the OKC Energy FC side. Dalgard back to Thomas, plays it for Evans, closed down quickly. Goals at both ends here at UBC as the sun has made its way out on this May long weekend. Both teams very lively to start as Dalgard races away on the left-hand side. And he's brought down by Mitch Perreault.
Yeah, the game's getting a little bit stretched, and we just need to just settle ourselves down a little bit, just get a little bit more compact and organised like we was early on. Because if the game opens up, then that's certainly going to be, I believe, in their favour. As we see here, just couldn't keep up with him, and I probably deserved a yellow. Not malicious in there, but obviously more of a professional foul and stopped in a promising attack.
Gareth Evans standing over the ball as Cody Andrews has made his way up from the back. Craig Nitti and him jarring. It goes towards Andrews. He flicks it on towards Carducci. He gathers cleanly and punts it forward. Townsend. Michael Byskoff there getting involved and winning that throw-in. His first game of the year for Oklahoma City FC.
Yeah, I believe Jimmy said he only arrived on Thursday. He's just come in and he's starting to get a little bit of an impact. So I'd like to see someone just be aware of him and stop him being so influential on the field, because he's starting to take a little bit of control there.
Roseland away. Schuler looks to spin by his man. Foul right in front of referee Michelle Pye. Tyler Roseland will take it quickly. McKendry to Farmer. Serban, instrumental in the first goal as he goes up from his right back position on the overlap. Sandu, though, goes across the face of goal to Blagojevic. Evan Newton the save, but some fancy footwork and a good opportunity for the youngster who played for head coach Alan Koch at Simon Fraser University.
Yeah, and we're getting some good success with Sandu at the right. He's gone on the outside and created opportunities. There he came on the inside and created another opportunity. So if I was the Whitecaps, I'd keep getting the ball out to Sandu, because he looks as though he's found something there.
Cody Andrews. Van Comperno. Forward. Koenig takes that ball in. Koenig racing away. Carducci out. Bravely. Good stop there by Marco Carducci as Jackson Farmer mishandled it a big.
Yeah, it was a mistake by Farmer there as he tried to control the ball. I thought he was going to make a rash tackle in the box, which could have been a penalty and sending off, but he just didn't lunge in and allowed his goalkeeper to make the save, and it was a great save by Carducci. He didn't go down too early, made himself big, and that was a big save.
Ball knotted out for another OKC Energy FC corner kick. Sebastian Dalgard jogging across to take this. The visitors have looked dangerous on a couple of set pieces so far. Ball sent back post. Nitti up to win it. Cleared away by Sandu. Good challenge by McKendry. Roseland. Looked like a soft foul there. Referee Pye calling that, as it appeared as though Rosalind was only backing into his check.
Yeah, and I think, you know, anytime you're jumping up in the air, you're using your arms to get yourself off the ground, and maybe there was a stray arm there, but I don't think anything intentional. But it's a free kick, and again, we've got to make sure we deal with it, get man on body.
Evans. And that was oh so close, as Koenig was in behind the Caps back four. Flag stayed down for offside, so he was able to score had he deflected that past Marco Carducci. And fortunately for WFC2, they aren't exposed there on that free kick, but the ball laid sideways to Gareth Evans, who drills it up forward, and Koenig showing his veteran poise, slipping away from his mark and getting another good chance for the visiting side.
Yeah, it certainly was, and that's something that the coaching staff will have to have a word with the players and really get them tuned into not always the first ball, but the second ball in the box on any set plays.
Craig Nitty plays it forward to McKendry. His ball straight to Evan Newton. OKC Energy FC will build up from the back one more time. Van Compernoll. Douay up from his left back position. Serban. Oof. Just misses Koenig going in with his studs up there. Dangerous challenge as the ball ping-pongs back and forth. Controlled now by Evans in the WFC half. Rosalind quickly to Sandu. Can the Whitecaps counter here as he's pulled down? Referee Pye has a word and will take out the yellow card for that challenge there.
Yeah, and it's certainly, again, maybe not a malicious foul, but it did stop what could have been a dangerous break-up, so I had no problem with that yellow card there.
Jackson Farmer plays it forward to Rosalind. Sandu gets it back on the 1-2, then pulled down in front of referee Pye, nothing given. Jordan Haynes from the left back position. Nice movement forward there and gets a corner for WFC2.
Yeah, Sandu causing all kinds of problems, as well as the Whitecaps really trying to keep the tempo up.
Gregg nods that one only as far as Farmer. Rosalind gathers. WFC2 with men still in the box. Sent in. Van Campernoll won that header. Scrambly play, Nitty. McKendry from distance, easily grabbed by Evan Newton. Quickly it goes to Pibo Douay. Gareth Evans plays his keeper back in. There's Billy Schuler doing good work up front, forcing that ball to go straight to Farmer. Dalgard, is that ricocheted off Sandu, out for an OKC Energy FC throwing. Carducci off his line with Danny Koenig closing him down. Foul there on Blagojevic.
Yeah, us wingers were never strong in the air. That was a winger's attempt at a header there, arms flailing, and again, no intentional there, but he did catch him in the face, and that's probably unpleasant for the defender. Handshakes all around.
Evans taking this set piece just on the WFC 2 side of halfway. As Cody Andrews races up from his center back position. Met there by Jackson Farmer. Evans sends it Andrews' way. Nodded back across to Koenig. Farmer clears, and once again, the aerial presence of OKC Energy FC causing some difficulties for WFC2. Dalgard with it quickly. Ball whipped in. That one headed away by Haynes.
And look, as you said over the set plays, obviously that's the strength of Oklahoma. I like that we got a body on and he was only able to knock it down the box, but it's that second ball where the number 9 almost got a chance to get a strike on goal. We've really got to be reactive to that second ball coming down in the box.
Thomas to throw. Greg all the way back to Thomas, who tries to control. Dalgard. Douay. Douay's ball not nearly as good as the build-up, and he'd love to have that one back. It's out for a Whitecaps FC 2 goal kick.
It certainly was. Obviously, he's got some speed coming forward, but if his crossing doesn't improve, then we'll probably let him cross a few of them balls.
Carducci waving his charges forward as he sends this one skyward. One there by Andrews. Townsend to Evans, blocked by Roseland. Now Cody Andrews will play square to his center back partner, Jacob Van Compernol. Forward, Nitty wins that nicely. And could the break be on here for WFC2? Chris Serban. Mitch Perreault, the 1-2 with Roseland. Switches play to Haynes. Does well to chest that down. Blagojevich loses possession and then works hard to get it back. Unfortunately for him, Townsend is able to hold him off, but Nitty doing a good job with Koenig draped all over him, and Haynes will look to go the other way.
Yeah, good defensive play by Nitty there, his last man. And he just used his body and strength there just to shield the ball and make a great play there.
McKendry flicks on to Schuler. Can't get the ball to Blagojevich. And now Evans for the visiting OKC Energy FC. Koenig, the 1-2. Townsend. Evans with some room. Quickly wide to Douay. Douay with men in the box. Decides to go forward for Dalgard. Spins away from his man, stepping in on his right foot, but can't get the shot off. Nice defending there by Mitch Perreault. As Sebastian Dalgard is still down on the ground after that heavy challenge. He limps his way forward. Carducci racing off his line with Kyle Gregg barreling forward.
Yeah, good awareness from Carducci, and his starting position was very, very important. He was far enough out the goal that when that ball come over the top, he could make a decisive decision.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. USL on Facebook. Come one, come all, as referee Michelle Pye has a word.
Yeah, I mean, both feet were up there, and she's probably reprimanding for dangerous play, but I thought both players put the foot up there, and just one player got there a little bit before, and the other player looked like it could be, we stood up and it could be dangerous, so she's just keeping on top of that.
Gareth Evans again. Complaining just a little bit that the requisite 10 yards back wasn't given. Ball flicked out for a goal kick there by Cody Andrews. We should also say the WFC2 are back at T-Bird Stadium next Sunday, May the 24th against Real Monarchs. More live music, food trucks, family activities, and good vibes. Tickets are only $15. The best sporting value, atmosphere, scenery, you name it, in the Lower Mainland here at David Sidhu Field. Roseland sends that ball forward, looking for McKendry. What a stop by Evan Newton as Ben McKendry gets up in the air and just nods that one almost into the back of the net.
I nearly fell off my high stool there. I thought it was in the back of the net, but that was a great ball in. McKendry timed his run perfectly. It was a great header. Well, not a great header because it didn't go in, but it was a fantastic header and just the wrong side of the post. But a great quick build-up by the Whitecaps again as we get a replay here. Great ball in. It couldn't have been that far wide. The keeper was scrambling. I'm not sure if he would have been able to get that if he was on target.
Another good opportunity for WFC2 in a 1-1 game here at the Point Grey campus. One more free kick is Gareth Evans. Sends it in. Nitty up to win it. Perot can't keep possession. Evans watched there by Schuler. Van Kampernol forward. Dalgard. Watched by Roseland. Evans with McKendry coming back and tracking him. Plays it to Andrews. And now Gareth Evans will go all the way back to Evan Newton, who makes a bit of a meal of it. Ben McKendry. Good pressure there. But Due away now on the left-hand side. Van Kampernol forward. Nitty wins it. Some space now opening up a little bit in the midfield. Mitch Perot. Jordan Haynes. Roseland. Forward. Schuler to Sandhu. Wide to McKendry. Left footer doesn't get through, but Roseland does well to win it back and then gives it straight away to Evans, and Casey Townsend on the right-hand side looking for Koenig. Thrown down a little bit there by Nitty, but referee Pai says play on, and now Sandhu. Blagojevic. The advantage given, play on, as McKendry sprays it wide to Serban. Watched there by Dalgard. Roseland. The nice 1-2. Haynes steps inside on the right foot. Off the post, the rebound.
Wow, fantastic
Does
play.
not go in, and as you said, unlucky. A fantastic opportunity for the Whitecaps.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been so decisive and looked so dangerous in the attacking third. They moved the ball quickly. See Haynes step in there on his weaker foot. Right foot killed it. Well, looked like he was going in the bottom corner and it was unlucky that it hit the post. But they really looked very self-assured in the last third, and every time they get in there, they look as though they can create an opportunity or score a goal.
The right back, Jordan Haynes, doing a good job of selling the move down the line and then cutting in on his right foot.
Yeah, as say, they really have looked very self-assured in that last third. The ball movement, the one-touch passing, as I say, it's very decisive, and Oklahoma haven't really been able to handle them. And you know, they're unfortunate, definitely with the chances they had that to still be tied.
Farmer to Serban. Sandu making a good run down the right. Can he step by his man? Yes, he can. Sandu tries to cut it in front. Cut out there by Andrews. Due now under duress in the corner. WFC2 win back possession. Roseland. Serban sends it in. Evan Newton does well to get up and win that. But once again, the home side with some more pressure. Another good opportunity, another good look as they try and get a goal here before the half.
Yeah, I keep repeating myself. Get that ball to Sandu, because he's just having all kinds of success going down there, the right, going down the line, cutting inside, and just couldn't pick anybody out in the box there. But another great opportunity for the Whitecaps.
Schuler up to challenge, can't win it. Roseland gets it back, marches forward. McKendry trying to slip it into Billy Schuler, can't do it, and Dalgard is away. Showing some pace to Koenig. One-on-one with Nitty. Koenig down the right. Carducci, a big stop there as Danny Koenig blasts that one on goal.
Well, you can see what a dangerous player he is there, because he just had one thing in his mind, and that was to get a crack on goal. If you look here, he shows a great change of pace just to create that angle for himself. And again, Carducci stood tall and was able to make a good save.
Five minutes to go here in the first half. 1-1 the score. OKC another corner kick. Better piece of defending there by WFC2 as they force the energy all the way back to their keeper, Evan Newton, who had a bad kick forward there. WFC2 are back at Thunderbird Stadium next Sunday, May the 24th, against Real Monarchs. Music, food trucks, family activities, good vibes, and also some great soccer. Tickets are only $15. Come on out to the park and support WFC2. Koenig away in there, tries to cut it back. Haynes does a good job of taking the ball away and then hoofs it up the park, thanks to some good tracking back from Jovan Blagojevic. The big striker, number 9, Danny Koenig for OKC Energy FC. A bit of a handful here in the late going. In a very entertaining and lively first half of action here at Thunderbird Stadium. McKendry. And Cody Andrews get tangled up, but referee Pye blows the foul, and it's quickly taken by OKC. Michael Thomas sends it in. Carducci grabs with Koenig lurking behind him, and will quickly play the ball out to Serban. Sandu ahead of him, and that's where that goes. Schuler up top. Sandu tries to get it to Billy Schuler. Instead plays it to Ben McKendry. McKendry from distance. That just skies over top.
Again, say it again, the play started again by good raid down the right wing there by Sandu, causing them all kinds of problems, and ball finally comes to McKendry, who fancied his chances there, just got a little bit underneath it, but the Whitecaps looking so good as they break forward and every chance that they get.
Andrews plays it forward for Koenig. Watched there by Farmer. Koenig goes down and retains possession for a moment and then ends up getting a corner kick out of it with Jackson Farmer all over him.
Yeah, again, a little bit feisty there, a little bit testy. Two players battling for the ball all the way, and good defending, I think, by Farmer, because Koenig's looked a handful. He's a good player, and obviously a determined player that's going to put lots of work in as well.
OKC Energy FC not afraid to go direct at times from the back, looking for their big striker as they get another corner kick here. Dalgard sends it in. A high looping ball towards the back post. Falls for McKendry. He tries to squirt away but can't keep possession. Will do a good job of chasing. Dalgard chests it in front of Haynes. Casey Townsend now to Evans. Townsend gets it back one more time. Blagojevic was quick to him. Byskov out wide to Due. He gets it back. Gareth Evans. Due. Byskov. Back to Due. Back to Byskov. Sends it in. Awkwardly off Roseland, out for another corner kick. As we're into the final minute of play here in the first half, barring a little stoppage time from referee Michelle Pye. And another opportunity for OKC Energy FC off the free kick. That ball whipped in, nodded away by Schuler. And that shot there by Michael Byskov almost caught Marco Carducci by surprise as it went through a maze of players. And it's tipped out for one more corner kick.
Yeah, and again, that second phase, third phase, we've really got to be on our toes, because there should be someone on the edge of the box that's preventing any ball that comes out for Oklahoma to get on it and have a shot there that goes through a lot of bodies. So something to be corrected at halftime.
Andrews up from the back for OKC. Couldn't get on the end of that, but he does get the ball as he'll look to cross. We've hit the 45-minute mark. There'll be 1 minute of stoppage time added here at UBC. 1-1 your score. As we move towards halftime, Farmer nods it down forward for Roseland. Picks out Blagojevic down the left-hand side, nods it forward. Good first touch. Jovan Blagojevic tries to cut it back towards Schuler. Nothing happening there, but Roseland now on the ball from Mitch Pirot. And unfortunately, WFC2 do not capitalize on what looked like a very good build-up there initially from Jovan Blagojevic. And there is the whistle for halftime. And after 45 minutes of play, we're deadlocked 1-1. And on the whole, you'd have to say not only have the fans been entertained with a lot of good opportunities, but WFC2 have created quite a bit when they've got the ball forward and attack.
Yeah, they certainly have, and I think they have provided quite a bit of entertainment that half. Some of the intricate plays, passing plays in the last third, be very entertaining. Sandu's looked really, really dangerous. I like McKendry in that more advanced role. He has been very productive in and was instrumental in the goal. And I think you know, Alan and the coaching staff will be pretty disappointed that they're only tied 1-1 because they certainly had some opportunities to go ahead.
And the one thing they will have to keep an eye on, though, and let's give OKC Energy FC a little bit of credit, that when they do get forward and like to play that direct ball to that big striker, Danny Koenig, they can be very dangerous.
Oh, he's a good player and he's a handful. You can tell that just by seeing him the first half, and they certainly have to look out for that. And if they're going to give away set plays, we have to defend them better, because they have looked dangerous on most of their set plays, and that's where they've got their best opportunities from.
Deadlocked at ones here at halftime at UBC, David Sidhu Field. Carl and I will go take a break, and we'll be back in the next 14 minutes or so for the second half of action, tee things up and continue here in this USL match between Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 and the Oklahoma City Energy FC.
For more information on the tickets to these matches, please visit our sales and service booth located on the Pitchside Plaza. And don't miss the first team at home on Saturday, May 30th.
Growing up as a small boy in
they take
Denmark, I
on
never
Real
thought I was
Salt
going to
Lake.
meet one of my idols. Today I got to play with all of them. It was so amazing. I can't believe they took time out of their busy days, homework, school, bath time. Such a great experience.
You know, a lot of people come to our games. Parents, brothers, sisters, even my babysitter came once. It's just really nice to give back to our community like this.
Swoop and no.
Let me help you.
Oh, can you please?
They're all so down to earth. It just shows that you don't have to let fame get to your head.
No. All in the hip.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm your biggest fan.
No, me first.
I mean, sure, we have to sign stuff and take selfies and everything, but that's our life now.
They were just so amazing. I wish I can be one of them when I grow up.
Come on, guys, give me a break. I'm only 30.
Sometimes they act like crybabies.
Hey, hej bror. Jeg har lige spillet med Rebecca.
Yeah, they've got some skills. They're a bit raw, but they definitely have potential.
Can we change jerseys, please? I know we're gonna wash my hand again.
I just told them to never give up on their dreams. And if they really wanted it bad enough, they could be just like us. Excuse me, it's my agent. I have to take this. What?
Yeah, so if you just wait here, we'll get
I am famous!
Big time. First 45. Let's go. Come on. Ready? We're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. Wait! Come on, boys.
Hi, my name's Tim Parker, and I'm a center back for the Vancouver Whitecaps. I was born and raised in Hicksville, New York, which is a small town on Long Island with a lot of good people back home. I'm one of two. I have an older brother who is going to be an English teacher, actually. And I have my mom and dad, who my dad is a police officer back in New York, and my mom is a registered nurse. And they kind of always raised me to be humble but proud. I mean, they always wanted me to kind of be proud of who I am, but also not to be the guy that's always walking around with his head too big. I like to think of myself as a physical center back, but I also like to be involved in the game. So having the ball at my feet, being able to talk to everyone around me, and of course, when I get the chance to go up on corner kicks and possibly score some goals. Some of my hobbies include definitely hanging out with my friends back home. We try to get together as much as we can, and I'm sure they'll be coming out to Vancouver at some point. But then of course hanging out with my family, doing stuff with my family, and then watching TV shows, reading. I just started reading books again, so I mean I think that's a good way to pass time, and then definitely going to the beaches, doing things outdoors, I think for sure. My favorite food I think has to be steak, just like a good steak, skirt steak, or any kind of steak really. Something you might not know about me is that when I was in 10th grade of my high school, I was actually recruited for lacrosse before I was recruited for soccer to play in college. And I almost took up the chance to play lacrosse instead of soccer because I didn't know how much of a future I had in the game. Playing for the Whitecaps and I think being drafted by them is kind of like a dream come true. I mean, for me, I always wanted to be able to get a shot in the MLS, and having the coaching staff and the people in the organization that we have out in Vancouver, they all kind of believe in you and they all really support you in multiple ways. So I think that not only being able to play in the MLS, but being able to play for this organization is something that really hits home with me.
Hey, I'm Eric Hurtado, and I play forward for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to shield the ball. So what you're going to do is just keep your body in between the ball and the defender, and if you do that, they're never going to be able to get the ball. Watch this. Keep your body in between the ball and the defender, and then they're never going to get to it. They have to foul you or knock you over, and it's their ball either way. Simple as that. Learn how to play like a pro and sign up for camp today.
Thank you to all of today's iMobile Soccer participants. To find out how you can participate, visit the sales and service booth in the family zone. Visit iMobileSoccer.com to book iMobile Soccer for your own event. And thank you to the Day Trippers for today's performance.
Welcome back to Thunderbird Stadium, David Sadu Field here at the Point Grey campus of the University of British Columbia. A beautiful sunny afternoon now here, about 15-20 minutes outside downtown Vancouver. WFC 2 in the white kit, the visiting OKC Energy FC in the blue. 1-1 is your score after 45 minutes of play. Craig McEwen in the broadcast booth, joined by Carl Valentine, and we are underway here. At the start of the second half, if you're Coach Alan Koch, what would you be telling your players, Carl, to do coming out here in the first part of this second 45 minutes?
I'd like to say there's an attack coming here.
Evan Newton gets his big paw on it as Sandu wins it back. Serban. Great ball across the front of goal. Casey Townsend away, and I'm guessing you're going to tell the boys to do just that.
Yeah, guys, catch your breath there. Yeah, lots more of the same. The boys, 9 Canadians on the field, they should be full of confidence after that first half performance. Obviously, they need to tighten up on set plays, but a lot more of the same. And anytime we can get the ball to Sandu, they should be doing that.
Jackson Farmer spinning away to Chris Serban, back to Farmer. And on the opposition's bench, Jimmy Nielsen. He looks at that first 45 for a team that struggled and hasn't really done all that well their past few games. He must be happy playing their second game in a couple of days as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they'll be pretty desperate for a result. They haven't got the best record, and he mentioned that when I was chatting to me early. And knowing the character that he is, he's a fiery character, that he'll be demanding more from them this second half and doing things to get themselves a result.
Farmer whistled there on the ground by referee Michelle Pye.
I have to say, a great save by the keeper there from the Whitecaps early on in the second half. I'm sure he would have been proud of that save.
Gareth Evans, instead of launching it forward, plays it to Townsend, who plays it out wide, and now it's crossed in as OKC Energy FC changes up the angle of the ball going forward. It doesn't work though. Good defending by WFC2 as Jordan Haynes sends it skyward. Roseland to Sandu, nods it to Serban. Difficult for him to deal with that, but does a good job of getting it forward for Schuler anyways. A handball goes undetected. Make that McKendry calling for the handball, with referee Pye missing that. And back comes OKC. The Energy have shown lots of energy here. The UBC. McKendry nods it forward for Jordan Haynes, up from his left back position. Schuler making a run near post. Ball doesn't go there. Haynes running out of options. Plays it in behind Sandu, and he races back to get it. Watch there by Douay. Sandu's ball, though, sent straight to the mitts of Evan Newton. And we talked a bit off the top of the show, Carl, about the fact that what you have with WFC2 here is a very young side. As you mentioned, 9 Canadians, a great chance for them, a great opportunity, but maybe hard to get a little bit of chemistry going considering the fact that it's such a busy schedule for the big club, the Vancouver Whitecaps Major League Soccer side, with games in Major League Soccer and the Amway Canadian Championship.
Yeah, it certainly is. And anytime you can get MLS players in this environment teaching our young kids, and showing them their experience, you'll do that. But maybe it's helped a little bit because there's been a bit more cohesion in the team, and they've certainly played that well. And obviously it helps when you get off to a good start and you get some passing plays and good movement off the ball early on. That certainly helps them to settle down.
And on the flip side of things, when you look at this OKC side, they're a USL group that Jimmy Nielsen knows what he's working with and who he can put in and plug in each and every game, as opposed to head coach Alan Koch, who has to kind of work things out with the big side to say, okay, who are we playing today? What pieces do we have? And sometimes the pieces aren't as big or as experienced as what you'd find on the OKC lineup.
Most definitely, because he gets to work with them day in and day out. We asked him about the Danish players. He said he's known of them for a while, so he knows exactly what he wants for the team. And when they go out in the field, they know exactly what needs to be done, because they work on it day in and day out. Where our young guys, or Alan and the coaching staff, continually have a revolving door of players going through the team.
Serban sends it in. Another good cross there by the right back. Not out of danger, at least for the moment, but Chris Serban doing a yeoman's work there, winning that ball back to Roseland, and goes back to Farmer. Perot back to Nitti, and Marco Carducci gets a touch here in the second half of action. Like they did to start, the Caps very content just to knock the ball about.
Yeah, and it's interesting as you've seen the build-up. Both fullbacks are up, one on the halfway line, one over the halfway line. Exactly how the first team play when Sam Adekubi or Badeshaw or Harvey are always looking to get forward. So it obviously helps that the pre-residency, the first team, everyone is playing the same formation and trying to play the same Whitecaps way.
Have you seen or visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news, live stats, and check out the new social media hub. That's USLsoccer.com. Nike is also a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. And of course, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live and free in HD on YouTube, which you're watching right now. Connect with the USL on YouTube today. And I don't think that Mr. McKendry there will go back to YouTube to watch that cross, as we're just a little bit overhit. As WFC2 look to try and find a way to break down OKC. Ball sent through. Evan Newton off his line quickly there, with Blagojevic trying to get there. McKendry can't slip away.
Well, I like what the Whitecaps are doing, as you can see there. They're just harassing them every opportunity, especially in the Oklahoma's defensive third, and they have created some turnovers and opportunities for themselves. It's really good pressing and attack and transition from the Whitecaps.
Haynes up from his left back position, decides to check up. And Perot forward. Schuler looking for it. Can't get on the end of it. Nitti, though, keeps the press on. Is Michael Thomas the up and under forward? Craig Nitti showing his strength and aerial ability there, winning a few headers and now getting a free kick just on the Whitecaps side of center. Blagojevic out wide to Haynes. Dances a little bit out there. Perot sends it in, chested down in front of goal. Another good opportunity for WFC2 here as the pressure continues to mount in the attacking third. Cleared away there by big Cody Andrews. Greg gives it away. The home side continuing to look for that second goal. Foul given there on Roseland. And once again, WFC2 try and play quickly. Serban.
Yeah, they're really trying to keep the tempo up, and you can see Oklahoma getting pushed further and further back. And I don't think they're consciously trying to defend this way. It's just that we have good pressing, creating turnovers, and obviously looking to get in behind them and getting some quality balls into the box, and they find it difficult to get out their own end. Be nice to get a goal and capitalise on all this good play at the start of the second half.
Free kick, lob forward. That goes off Due, and it's out for a corner kick. And we'll see if the Caps can capitalize here on their first corner of the second half.
Yeah, very, very positive start to the second half, and I have to take this occasion to give a mention to Steve Meadley, the assistant coach, who's looking very dapper in his grey tracksuit, because he said I didn't give a mention last time, but hopefully we can get something from this corner kick.
Ball sent in, Nitty pushed to ground, and yet the foul given the other way by referee Pye. I'm not really sure how that one came out of that, as Gareth Evans looked to give a little shove.
Yeah, it's always like that, who's holding who in the box, and you see that off so many times, and you very rarely see the offensive play getting called on that, but that's what happened this time, and that's what the referee saw.
Evan Newton, the goal kick. Farmer, straight away to Evans, who gives it straight back to Serban. Possession a little hard to come by, but OKC now. Carducci off his line. Good piece of keeping there by the youngster, Marco Carducci.
Yeah, he's looked very sharp. I mean, he had to be sharp there and come out and be fully committed to that, because if he hesitated, the Oklahoma forward would have been in and had a great opportunity to score.
Dalgard was looking to get on the end of that. Andrews nods it only as far as Roseland. Nitty now loses it to Greg. Greg in. Nitty does well to recover. The appeals for a foul there, but that's a nice piece of defending by the big WFC2 center back. Although that was a problem of his own making, does well to mop it up. Back come OKC. And off the quick movement by Sebastian Dalgard, a corner kick has been won as Townsend goes out to look to play short. Mitch Perreault, though, out quickly to cut off that option.
We'll see how they handle this set play. I'm sure it's something the coaching staff had talked about, getting a body on these players so there's no free headers, and being alive and alert for these second phase balls.
Sebastian Dalgard with the corner kick. Again, Nitty does well to get a body on his man there.
Yeah, a great challenge, because if he didn't do that, the play come in. It's obviously they're very good at the set plays. Almost had a free header, but Nitty got up and got a body on him, and he wasn't able to get full contact on the ball.
Greg awkwardly crossed back into the middle of the park. Is the Energy spending a little bit of time in the Caps attacking, defending third. There's a couple of substitutions, it looks like, coming here for the home side, as we almost hit the 60-minute mark. Michael Thomas's clearance goes out, and WFC2 with the throw-in. Farmer to Serban. Closed there by Dalgard. Almost loses possession. to Serban, but he picks out Farmer. Perot. Content just to keep the ball. As the Caps switch the play back and forth, trying to create some sort of opportunity or opening, moving around the Energy. With a very high line pushed way up the park. McKendry, Sandu, can he get on the end of it? Yes, he can, sends it in, crosses it, falls there. Chris Serban has given WSC2 a 2-1 lead.
And you have to say a well-deserved goal. Again, probably the two best players for me, McKendry and Sandu, combined there to get the ball into the box. And as you see, the Oklahoma defender tried to clear it. Serban was on it like a flash, and really you could see his concentration there to hit the target, keep it down, and it ended up being a striker's finish from the fullback. A great and well-deserved goal.
Couple of substitutions now being made by WFC2. As Caleb Clark makes his way into the match.
Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2-goal. His first
Billy Schuler is out.
scored by number 55, Chris Serban. Goal scored in the 60th minute. Substitution for Whitecaps FC 2 in the 60th minute. Leaving the game, number 47, Jovan
Blagojevic is also out. And Victor Blasco is in.
Second substitution for Whitecaps FC 2 also.
The Caps looking for more. Clark.
Leaving the game, number 51,
The substitute, Caleb Clark.
entering the game, number 34, Caleb Clark.
Can't get it across the face of goal, but the pressure remains here. WFC2 continues to push Farmer. Blasco loses possession for a moment, but Farmer gets it back. Sandu back to Farmer, who fouls his man. Due.
Yeah, it's a quality performance so far by this Whitecaps team.
WFC2 are back at Thunderbird Stadium next Sunday, May 24th, against Real Monarchs. Expect to have more live music, lots of food trucks, family activities, and good vibes, and also some good soccer as well. Tickets are only $15, and a nice attendance here on this May-long weekend. Lots of soccer to go around, with a game last night at BC Place between the Seattle Sounders and the Major League Soccer Vancouver Whitecaps. Attendance here this afternoon at UBC, just over 1,200 on hand to watch WFC2, who have the lead 2-1 here in the second half of play. McKendry lays it back to Roseland. Sandu to Serban. Evans gathers there.
Yeah, and it's going to be very, very important now. We're trying to really establish the possession and dominance that they've had this second half. If we can get that 3-1 goal, it's going to be very, very hard for this Oklahoma team that's already travelled to Seattle and played on Friday, and the legs will be tiring. So, you know, we need to try and get this third goal.
Danny Koenig, watched there by Farmer. They go shoulder to shoulder. And a good job there by the youngster Jackson Farmer on the veteran Koenig. Quickly forward come WFC2 through Roseland. Farmer now to Nitty. Clark showing his speed through the mid. Caleb Clark in alone. Caleb Clark lashes at that one off the mark, but The quickness of the big striker there causing all types of problems for OKC.
Yeah, and I think obviously he's got something to prove. He didn't start the match, and I think he's come out to show what he can do to keep his starting position. He saw great determination, power, strength, speed there, and just didn't have the finish. But if we can see more and more of that from Caleb Clark, then I'm sure he's going to have his starting position back pretty soon.
Sahil Sandhu can't get to that one quick enough, and it's a throw-in for Peebo Due. The Energy played Friday night in Seattle. They lost 3-1 to S2. Opened the scoring at Starfire, but then Seattle came back and scored 3 goals in the second half. And here again, another Cascadia club has taken the lead in the second and final 45 minutes against OKC Energy FC. The foul given there by referee Pai in a somewhat dangerous position. The one area here, especially in the first half, where OKC has been dangerous is from set pieces.
Yeah, and I think the Whitecaps have certainly tightened up. They're going to be tested again and on this set play, because Oklahoma obviously practice it a lot and have a lot of good players that are dominant in the air, but they look as though they might be getting a strike on goal. I don't fancy him from that distance if he is.
Michael Thomas standing over the ball. Thomas sends it forward. And referee Pai watching what was going on in the 18 there, and no way, no how was she going to give a penalty for that. Little bit of theatrics, as a couple substitutions now are going to be made by Jimmy Nielsen.
Yeah, obviously he needs to get some fresh legs in and try and go for a big push and get this equalising goal. So making a double substitution as the Whitecaps did just a few minutes earlier.
Reed McKenna in and Omar Daly in as well. Casey Townsend takes a seat, and so does Sebastian Delgard. McKendry tries to slip it through and across the face of goal. I'm not sure how that didn't go in.
Yeah, from my angle, it looked as though he tried to put that in with the outside of the foot, and the inside curl it in the bottom corner would have been a better option. But a great play again from McKendry, who I said I just like him in this role here. He's further forward. He's been very, very productive in that final third and created a lot of opportunities for the Whitecaps.
Victor Blasco across the face of goal, as McKendry once again doing great job moving off the ball and moving to the ball, slipping that one in. Farmer, nowhere to go. Watch there by Greg. Koenig pressuring Carducci. Due up to win it. Out for a Whitecaps throw-in. Serban takes it quickly. Fires Rosalind, who gets it forward to Caleb Clark. Caleb Clark spinning his way around his man. Loses possession as Daly gets his first touch, and now Evans forward to the other substitution, McKenna.
Whitecaps continue to try and press and not let off the gas, because if you do that, it's obviously a dangerous score, 2-1, and they're still Oklahoma hanging on to the chance of getting that equalising goal.
Evans hoops that one forward and hoofs it right off the park for a goal kick, as Jordan Haynes was there just in case, and maybe some desperation. We've seen that direct ball on a few occasions towards the end of the first half work for OKC when they were trying to pick out Danny Koenig.
Yeah, they've not had a lot of success trying to pass the ball through the Whitecaps defense. The best option other than the set plays is to try and look for that ball over the top, and it was nearly a good ball. It probably would have been a good ball on grass and held up, but thankfully it went out.
Douay could not get on the end of that pass from Van Compernol. And again, with the young side here for WFC2, these teaching moments, learning how to hold on to a lead, learning how to finish games, oh so important in their development as they move forward and try to push for places in the first team.
Yeah, it certainly will be, and if you looked at the game last night, Seattle and Vancouver, Seattle just was so good at holding on to the ball and making us chase because we were looking for goals, and that's what the coaching staff will be telling our players to do, is to try and win that possession game, make them chase, make them desperate to get the ball back, and that'll create opportunities for ourselves.
Thomas sends it in, Nitty away with his head, McKenna up to head it, and that's out for a Vancouver throw-in. Clark in front of Andrews. Couldn't bring it down. Good switch of play there by Evans. Daly dances around. Ball out wide towards Thomas. Looking for McKenna. Nice piece of defending there by the Caps. And McKendry has it. Serban on the overlap on the right-hand side, but McKendry goes back to Farmer. Nice ball to get around Evans, and Sandu showing some patience and some skill, stopping up and keeping the ball. As Jimmy Nielsen, it looks like we'll be making another substitution here very shortly. Blasco.
Just as we want him to do, good possession of the ball, because Oklahoma now have to take chances, gamble, try and put pressure in, dive in, try and win the ball back, and you can see a bit of desperation in the play right now.
Douay gives it away. And it's just so much more difficult to chase, isn't it, especially down a goal?
It certainly is, because you obviously need the ball. You probably do things that you wouldn't normally do while you're defending, and that creates opportunity for the team that's a couple of goals up.
Omar Daly's cross, not nearly good enough, out for a goal kick, which will allow Jimmy Nielsen to make a substitution, bringing off Michael Beiskoff, and entering the match, number 17, Peter Toff.
Need to look at anything else attacking?
And you wonder now, as it looks like Jimmy Nielsen has decided to put two men up top. They started in a 4-2-3-1, but being down a goal here,
yeah,
the OKC coach decides to change things up and tries to bring another guy up front to create some opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember him having a dangerous shot this second half. They've not really created anything or looked really dangerous going forward, so he has to change something that maybe mentally gets Oklahoma thinking that now we got two up front, it's a chance to get to tying goal and something for them to hang on to. So he's gone with two up the top, and we'll see if that can cause any problem for the Whitecaps.
Kyle Gregg moving up there with Danny Koenig. Koenig on the ball with Daly. on the outside. Watch there by Serbin. Daly tries to get the cross in, but Farmer in a very good possession to win that. Sandu. Safety first, gets it up the park, and OKC will regroup in their own half. Van Compernoll. Is WFC 2. Put everyone behind the ball. Daly trying to get on the end of that one. Another direct attempt by the big defender, Cody Andrews. And Compernoll sends that in. Carducci out to grab and does very well with 3 OKC players there, and Blasco away to the races on the left-hand side. Look at that pace. Caleb Clark in the middle. Victor Blasco! Evan Newton, the stop. Caleb Clark in the middle. Option 1, but Victor Blasco blasts away.
Yeah, and that was a great attacking transition from this young team. Carducci very aware, come out and really took the cross as it's at the height of the arc and started us off on a counter-attack, and very unlucky not to be 3-1 up. That would have been the one that put the game away.
Michael Harris now into the match for Piobo Due. Harris all the way over for the long throw in as he does the flip and throw. Nodded away, only as far as Daly. Daly sends it into the mix. Back post, can it be cut back in front of goal? Yes, it can, but Serbin was there, fortunate enough for WFC2 to nod it out for a corner kick. A little urgency and energy from OKC here, down a goal with under 15 minutes to play at UBC. Ball sent in, Carducci out to punch it, misses it, and I believe whacks his own player in the head. Fortunately for WFC2, it's out for a goal kick as Sandu goes down after taking a little bit of a knock from his own keeper.
Yeah, it's come out and completely missed that, but obviously the ball missed everybody else, and a little bit of a let-off for the Whitecaps. So they've just got to regroup a little bit, really be compact and keep the shape, make Oklahoma try and break them down, and then if we've seen, that's going to open up some opportunities for the Whitecaps to break out quickly out of defence, catch them napping, get 1v1 at the back, and hopefully get that third goal, which would now put the game away.
45, Tyler Roseland out. 46, Brett Levi in. As Alan Koch makes a substitution here. The third for him in this second 45 minutes is McKenna.
I work for the federal government. Everybody bitches about everything.
Can't get away on the right-hand side. Clark called for a foul there. Doesn't necessarily agree with Michelle Pye's decision. Evans to Van Compernoll. Greg loses possession. And can the Caps counter here? Caleb Clark onside. Caleb Clark, can he finish? Evan Newton one more time. He's made some big saves here in the second half as he was way off his line there, cutting off that angle, not giving Caleb Clark much to shoot at.
No, and he did everything right. Maybe could have kept the ball a little bit low, but ever since Clark's come on, I think he looks like a player that's got something to prove. He didn't start the game. And this is a Caleb Clark that we were all hoping to see. He just looks very dynamic, athletic, powerful, and I'd be very surprised if he didn't end up with a goal in the last 12-10 minutes.
Serbin with it, with Clark in the middle. Big, strong, and poised, and Caleb Clark almost Bagged one right there as Blasco loses it to McKenna. OKC, though, can't keep possession as Peter Toth is called for the foul, and now WFC2 will play forward. Serbin, though, not a lot of options. Straight to Newton. And the visitors will build up from the back one more time. Just a little over 10 minutes to go here at UBC. 2-1 WFC2. The Whitecaps have played 2 games to date here at the Point Grey campus. Both have ended up in 1-1 score lines against Toronto FC and Seattle Sounders 2. Blasco called on the foul there on Harris. Victor Blasco has looked very lively as well here in the second half.
Yeah, I think all the subs that's come on, Levi there putting the ball through for Clark, Blasco having a couple of shots saved, have all contributed, and the coaches will be happy about that, because when you put these fresh legs on, you expect a little bit of an impact, and they've certainly given the Whitecaps that.
Toth plays it forward. But cut out there by Farmer. Sandu now. Perot, but full straight for Serbin, who sends it forward. Unfortunately, Sandu couldn't bring that down. McKenna once again gets the ball but doesn't do much with it. Blasco wins the throw-in for Vancouver. Chris Serbin in no real hurry here to take that throw. Eventually gets it in, and it's straight away to Harris, who gets it back for OKC. Toth now. Forward. McKenna. Thomas out wide of him. McKenna! Carducci the stop. Another big save off Craig. Marco Carducci. 2 huge saves to keep this a 2-1 game.
Wow, were there 2 huge saves? I mean, the first save that come in was a little bit comfortable for him, made a good save. The second one was a fantastic save here. The reactions to get up, make himself big, spread his body there, put his body on the line. That was 2 big saves.
Michael Harris again. The catapult throw in. Carducci has to touch that over for a corner kick.
Some weapons that is. I think I just hurt my back watching that, but obviously very effective. That went a long way, and it was almost creeping under the crossbar, and Carducci did the right thing, taking no chances, get it out of play, get set up for the set play, and deal with it.
Peter Toth, the corner kick, sends it in. Knotted out by Sandu. Another corner kick, though, for OKC. It's almost like the circus has come to town here this May long weekend.
It certainly is. I'm not sure if that actually helps him throw it farther, but obviously he feels it, he does.
McKenna sends it in.
I'm hoping Bob will retire just giving his lens back.
And fortunately for WFC2, Koenig can't direct that on goal. With time ticking away here, the Whitecaps still holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and I think, again, you know, very, very important. Obviously, Koenig come in, got his head on the ball, but he had contact with the Whitecaps player jumping into him, and he wasn't really able to get a powerful header, downward header, and he went over the bar because of the contact.
Shove in the back there, goes undetected. As Andrews pushes Clark to win that header, but WFC2 get the ball back. Levi out to Blasco. Levi trying to find some space. Nothing doing there. McKendry now, though. Plays in Haynes. Caleb Clark spins his man one more time. The big man looking in the middle for Perot. Can't get on the end of that, Mitch Perot, but once again, Caleb Clark, very strong, quick, agile up front.
And that's what he's capable of doing. And I'm sure the coaching staff have talked to him about that, told him why he wasn't in the team and what he needs to do to be in the team. And obviously, if he's doing that game in and game out, it'd be very hard to displace him because he's looked unplayable this second half since he's come on the field.
A real difference maker for WFC2. And the difference so far right now is a Chris Serban goal here in the second half as the home side up 2-1 with OKC Energy FC trying to find a way to get back into this match and on even terms. But right now the Caps very strong in their formation, shape, and defending as Farmer wins that. And it's oh so difficult when you have to chase the game. Turnover there though. Greg looking for it. Toth in the middle, trying to see if he can get on the end of that. Thomas sends it in. Nodded away by Perreault. Evans to Daly. Quick pace there, tries to cut it back in front of goal, and Levi wins it and just knocks it into space up the park. Toth back on it, the back heel there to Omar Daly. Daly runs off Serban, looking for some support, can't get the cross in. Good piece of defending there, but an unfortunate bounce. Daly gets it back. Farmer sticks his leg in the way, and there's more trouble for the Whitecaps. Toth sends it in. Farmer. As Vancouver just looks to be hanging on a wee bit here late in this second half.
Certainly have, but some great defending, 3 or 4 balls that they denied going across the box by good defending, good positional play.
Michael Harris. Another head over heels throw-in coming here for the Energy. Lots of pushing and shoving inside the 6-yard box. Thrown in. Knotted off the bar. Carducci somehow keeps it out. And no, it does not. Marco Carducci, it looked like from our angle here, managed to keep that from going over the line, but the referee's assistant on the far side waves it in for a goal, and all of a sudden it's 2-2 on that long throw-in from OKC.
Yeah, and how disappointing is that again, a set play. Obviously everyone, all of us and the coaching staff knew that that was their best chance of scoring, and that's just so disappointing to get a free header, or what looked like a free header in the box, and a goal that looked like, you know, Carducci just couldn't keep it out.
(2-2) the score. Does WFC2 have it in them to get it back? Looking for their first victory here at Thunderbird Stadium. As referee Pye gets in the way of that. Now OKC Energy on the attack. Daly races forward. Toth from distance. And that goes over the bar for a goal kick. Michael Thomas getting credited for that goal, as it appeared to go off the underside of the crossbar and came down, and it looked like from this angle anyways that Carducci was able to kind of scoop it out.
Yeah, it was very close. Obviously we don't have goal line technology, and the assistant referee on the far side obviously got better eyesight than you or I have, because he was the one that made that decision that the ball crossed the line, but maybe from his angle it was clearly over the line. We can't tell from here.
Last goal forward to Levi. Haynes making a run up the left. Haynes cuts it back. Levi! A glorious opportunity for the Whitecaps there.
Wow, wow. And again, a beautiful run. Both fullbacks, Serban, Haynes, have been fantastic going forward. Great composure here, you see. Cut it back. Could have took a touch, maybe let it run across his right foot, or yeah, he just didn't make good contact with it. And another great opportunity for the Caps, and they've had a number of them in the second half and just not capitalized on them.
Mackenzie Pridham there with that chance from Levi. So I think they snuck a substitution in on us here that we didn't see. Serban, the goal scorer here for the Caps in the second half, looking for Caleb Clark.
Nice idea.
And he can't get on the end of that. But a good opportunity here for WFC2 on the corner kick. McKendry takes it short. Perot sends it in, up and head, right into the hands of Evan Newton.
Yeah,
as Levi gets up there and nods it into the keeper.
Another great chance, one of the smallest players on the field there, finding some space in the box. A header that's unfortunately was straight at the keeper, and it's a cruel game sometimes because the Whitecaps deserve to be a couple of goals up, and now they've find themselves tied, but it's still an opportunity to win this game.
3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes for WFC2 to find a winner. Levi to McKendry. Advantage allowed there by referee Pye. Haynes sends it in. Serban can't keep it in, and that's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma, obviously, if they can come out with a tie, be well pleased, because they must know that they've been outplayed, especially this second half, and very fortunate to be tied in this game. Game could have been out of reach a long time ago if a little bit more composure and better finishing from the Whitecaps.
Harris catapults it forward one more time, looking for Koenig, but Farmer was there, and Carducci will take this goal kick.
I'm sure some chiropractors will be looking after him in another 5-6 years.
The question I have is, why do you decide to do that in the first place? Where does the inspiration come from? I know I've seen players do it before, but...
Well, first of all, you've got to be able to do a flip or whatever you call it. not many soccer players, unless it's a gymnastic or has been a gymnastic. I know one of our residency players was a gymnast as well as a good soccer player, and will probably be able to do something like that.
There he goes again. A sideshow all in itself as Farmer nods it to Serban, who sends it up. Out for another throw-in. You have to wonder, too, if he ever gets tired of just launching himself over and over as he loses a little air on that one. Serban does well to win it, and let's see if the Whitecaps can build up here. Possession lost to McKenna, but Levi does a good job to win it back, and he's away to the races and tripped up. Yellow card to the substitute McKenna. Pridham looking for it. Blasco, first touch lets him down just a little bit as it skipped up on him, but the Caps keep possession here. Levi. Toth steps in. Shot from long range out there.
And right to the very end, I mean, they're still looking to get, which would be a well-deserved winner against this Oklahoma team. I mean, they've done everything right. Not everything, lots of things right. Obviously not defending well enough on set plays, and that composure in front of goal. Very disappointing.
The third home game in a row. Things end in a deadlock. This time, though, the WFC2 pick up 2 goals. OKC FC Energy also knock in a couple as well. 2-2 is your final score, and when you look at it in the big picture, though, Carl, and you see the youngsters and being put in these situations to succeed and put in these situations to be in a tough spot and learn how to adapt and overcome some adversity, you have to be happy with the way things went here this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, look, the result is very, very disappointing because their play on the field deserved more. But as you said, when you look at some of the performances, and there wasn't any bad performances out there from Carducci, who made some great saves, the back four, the midfield up front. I thought Ben McKendry was outstanding today in midfield. Young Jordan Haynes and Chris Serban, the fullbacks, bombing forward. There was a lot of good performances. Caleb Clark, when he come on the field, really made a difference and looked at quality players. So when you look at it from that angle, lots to be encouraged. All the Canadian players that were on the field against a veteran team, they really did themselves a lot of good today. And I'm sure some of the first team coaching staff that were watching that would be very encouraged with what they've seen on the field.
WFC2 are back at it at Thunderbird Stadium next Sunday, May 24th against Real Monarchs. Lots of live music, food trucks, family activities, and also some good vibes. And let's hope for this WFC2 side that they'll also be a first victory of the year. They're still unbeaten at home here at David Sadoo Field, which is the good news. Tickets only $15 for that match, and come on out and support WFC2 as they give a hand for the fans who are out here today. Just over 1,200 on a gorgeous sunny Sunday afternoon in the Point Grey campus. For Carl Valentine, I'm Craig McEwen and the rest of our broadcast crew here at UBC. We thank you all for watching, and we'll touch base again with you in another 7 days when the Caps play host to the Real Monarchs. 2-2 your final score here in this USL matchup between Vancouver Whitecaps FC 2 and Oklahoma City Energy FC.
Oh, let's go do a pop.